Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Friday's Reading the Red. It's a little bit cooler this morning. Temperature has dropped and there's a little breeze. It's going to be a lovely day though. Thank you, Lord. Luke chapter 11 and verse 9, Jesus says, "So I say to you, ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be open to you." So having compared the reality of what it means to be asking a friend, Jesus now makes the point of his declaration, which is for the purpose of insight as it relates to the response to the question the disciples asked Jesus when they first said to him, "Jesus, teach us to pray." So now Jesus is getting to the crux of the matter. Having given that example of the kind of person that we're going to be asking, he then says, "I say to you." So now he gives his perspective. Ask and you will receive. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. So 3 affirmations of insight. Ask. When we ask God in our prayers, we need to ask with courage and confidence, being specific. Don't pontificate. Don't try and persuade God in all the uncertainties, trying to not say what you need, but get down to it and ask God for what you need. Jesus said, it's okay. Go on, ask. When the kids say, "Dad, can I have a biscuit?" I say, "Yeah, go and have a biscuit." Ask for what you want. He says then, seek. And so the reality of seeking is that journey of keeping on, pressing in. So you've asked and now you need to seek. So the seeking is anticipating, being expectant, knowing that God is going to keep the request in terms of the invitation to ask him. He's going to keep his word and he's going to give you what you ask for. So ask, seek, keep seeking. It says knock. Have you ever knocked on someone's door and they don't answer? Do you walk away? No. You knock again because you know they're in there, and you knock again because you know they're in there, and you knock again because you know they're in there. Jesus says, keeping on asking, keeping on seeking, keeping on knocking. Don't give up the reality of your need in terms of having no sense of I've received it, but keep getting it. Persevere is what he's saying until you receive what you ask for. Now, in those 3 specific things God is requesting for us to do in Jesus, there are all sorts of things happening to us. But the biggest thing that's happening to us is that in our soul, we are being persuaded and convinced that what we asked for, we have believed without doubt. Because in Mark, it tells us that we need to ask believing without doubt. And if we don't have a sense of expectation on us, then it doesn't matter how many times we knock. In other words, we need to be convinced when we ask God that God has given us what we've asked for. And when we are, that's when we get the thing that we need, the request that we've made. Thank you for joining me this Friday. Have a great day. Be blessed. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you on Monday.